And welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Knowledge. On today's episode, I want to actually answer a viewer's question that he wrote in the comments of one of my other videos. It's 49 sealed Charizard V promos from Champions Path, sealed, and 15 that have been opened and sleeved for $430. It's 54 cards in total. Do you think that's a good deal? Someone has given me this offer, and he says I was the first person to come to mind. So I just want to first off say thank you for, thinking of me, and I'm hoping you're enjoying these videos. But I just want to go through what my thought process is on buying, especially new products, Charizard V promos. And for those of you guys who may or may not know what the Charizard V promos is, here's an example of a graded Gem Mint 10 from PSA. Now, these cards were and still are available in the Champions Path Elite Trainers box. Now, these boxes, the demand for them right now is absolutely crazy. You can't find them in stores. If anything, you can find them still on the secondary market, but you're going to have to pay a premium for each box. Now, this Charizard V promo comes individually wrapped in a cellophane packet, just like this, that's pictured on the screen. Now, the problem with Charizards and individual promo products like this is collectors automatically know two things. One, it's a Charizard, so it's going to inherently have value to it. And two, it's individually sealed from the rest of the box, so most people are going to keep that card in the package, and the supply of these cards is just crazy right now. You can go on eBay and just see so many listings. So the first thing I like to do is when I look at prices is I like to pull up eBay listings. So the first thing I look for when I'm scrolling through eBay is I'll just go to lowest price plus shipping first. Most of the time I'm doing this as a seller, not a buyer, but I just want to see where other sellers are pricing their cards. You can see a few cards priced below 15 with shipping included, a bunch at 15, a few at 16, 17 with free shipping. So I'm going to price this card on average between, I don't know, $15 and $18, but the smart eBay buyer is going to buy whatever the cheapest price is. So I just clicked on the cheapest listing they had, and I want to look at the description and look at the actual visual of the card. He said this card was pulled straight from the box. He put it away. I look at the back, I look for any whitening, and that's what I look for there. And so what I'll do next is I'll just go to eBay and I'll look at most recent ended items, and I want to make sure that they were actually sold items, and I want to see what's the market currently paying for these cards. And you can see the price fluctuates a little bit. A lot of these are best offers, and don't get confused by best offer. Best offer is not what these cards actually sold for. It's the buyer sent an offer to the seller and the seller accepted it. So you don't actually know what these cards really sold for. But I'm looking at the prices, $14.99 with free shipping, $6.40 with $5 shipping. So really these cards are selling between, $10 and $15. So that's the price point I'm looking at, especially when you're discussing bulk, because if you have 54 cards, it depends, what do you want to do with them? Do you want to just sit on them because you're a collector and you don't care if the price of them goes up or if it goes down? Are you just a big Charizard guy and this is your favorite card, so you're just going to sit on it and make it part of your collection permanently? Now the question is, okay, are you buying just to flip and make a quick profit? Because the way Pokemon is right now, the prices are fluctuating a lot, so there is the ability to make money, especially quickly in the short term. So, a real rough number I like to use is 40% profit after the actual price of the card that I paid with shipping included. So, realistically, I'm looking at these cards, and I always go low end. I never like to go high end. Sure, there were a couple sales of this card at $19.99. I saw a couple at, 640 with $5 shipping. I will always, when I'm investing in cards, price them at the lowest price point that I see them selling at. So for this card, the lowest price point I really saw for this card was around $10 per card, not including shipping. So that's where I would like to be at for the valuation of my cards. But obviously, I'm never going to pay market value for cards. I want to come and pay less. And anytime you buy in bulk, you expect to get that bulk price as the buyer. So with a 40% margin after shipping, realistically, if I'm going to, you know, put these cards up on eBay at, let's say, $9.99, buy it now with $3.95 shipping, that puts me right around the $14 mark per card. In order for me to make a 40% profit, I need to buy these cards at $6 a card. At the $8 a card, is there still money to be made there? Yes, of course there is. But you're going to be putting a lot of work into selling cards. Well, first you got to list cards, sell cards, ship cards. There's a lot of your time involved in that. So realistically, you have to make it worth it for you as the seller and not just worth it for whoever the buyer is. Yes, I am going to price these cards on the low end. As a seller, if you have a lot of patience and you can sit on these cards for a very long time and you could wait for the right buyer to come along and pay you, $15, $20, even that's a stretch. But if you could find somebody willing to pay you $20 for one of these cards, now you're talking huge profit margins. Realistically, I don't think that's possible. And like I said, especially with product where a card is more or less made to be collectible, there's no vintage aspect of that card. In order to say, okay, well, I'm going to put up $430 and sit on this card for 5 or 10 years, you may not see the return on your investment, 5, 10 years down the line to have made that initial $430 upfront cost you had to pay in order to acquire these cards. But that's just my personal opinion. And at the end of the day, that's all that is. It's just opinion. It's nothing else. And whoever you are as the buyer or the collector, you always have to do whatever works best for you at any given moment in your life. So if you think that buying these cards at $8, which is still lower than these cards are selling for, if you think that if you sit on them for, a few months or a few years, there could be a big profit to be made there, I say, yeah, go ahead, do it. And then there's also, on the other flip side, if you're going to have these cards graded with PSA or GMA, GMAs, their price has increased a little bit. So you're looking around $6 a card if you send a bulk order of 100 more. So if you get them at $8 with $6 for grading costs and then 20 cents a card to ship them back to you, you're already in that card for, what is that, $14.20. Now you have to hopefully sell these cards for a lot more than they're currently going for and hope you make your money back. So that's the end of this video. I hope I was able to give a little bit of transparency in my thought process, especially when it comes to buying, selling, and flipping cards. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Where do you guys price the Charizard V? Are you guys worried that this card is still being produced and the market might flood a little bit? Or do you guys see a real big uptick in this card and a potentially long-term investment? All right, guys. Thanks a lot. See you on the next video.